Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. I don't know how many of you know this or don't know this. There's this app called Insects, and what this app does, it gives you a demonstration on how HDR, Wide Color Gamut, and 4K resolution, how it actually works. And I have my Projector BenQ connected here. It's a HT-2550 BenQ, and I'm gonna try to pause the video here and look at some of the things, see what I can do in terms of calibration. I use this tool all the time. This is a very useful tool that I use not just for calibrating my televisions but also my projectors. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of things, turn the HDR off and turn it on so you guys can see the difference. And I think it should be much better looking at the difference here on a big projector, because now you have big giant canvas, and with the big giant canvas of a screen you get to appreciate more detail. I think it's pretty obvious. Like, I just turned off the HDR and you can see just how color becomes more bleak. Everything becomes more toned down. Everything becomes more bleak. And then when I turn it back on, it becomes more vibrant. That's because of the Wide Color Gamut palette across the screen that's being utilized. Here, you guys clearly can see that. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit more, like this. There. And you will see just how much the HDR and the Wide Color Gamut helps. And this is a projector. You guys have to remember, this is a 123-inch screen in this room. And that's all I need for 5 feet that I'm sitting. On my other room I sit 7 feet, 7.5 to 8 feet, and then I get 188 inch. But here 5 feet, 4.5 to 5 feet, I think it's 4.5 to 5 feet that I'm sitting from the wall that's being projected onto. That's the distance you need to truly appreciate a big screen. Okay, no one in their right mind when they go to a movie theater is going to be sitting on the front row. Nobody wants to sit in the front row, okay, because you're not going to see that detail. You got to sit way back out there to see a big giant canvas. So it's the same thing here. I'm just mentioning this in case you guys don't know how projectors are and how the screen distance should be and how it should be viewed. So alright, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn the 4K off. And you can see it right here. I mean, let me bring my camera a little bit closer. Maybe you guys can see. See, now that I have this big giant canvas of a screen, you will see the sacrifice you're gonna lose when you turn off the pixel count here of 8.3 million. So right now the pixel count, it's turned off. Let me walk to my wall and let me show you. Okay, so here I am, and this is without 4K. This is just 1080p, and you can see clearly here everything looks kind of blurry. It doesn't look that good because you just lost that 8.3 million pixels count. And look what happens when you turn that 8.3 million pixels count, that pixel shifter. Look at the detail you're getting. Okay, that's what you were missing when you don't have that 8.3 million pixels. But this is what I've been trying to tell you guys. You're not going to see this difference on a 55-inch OLED or 65-inch OLED. You're not gonna appreciate that detail, okay? Because that detail is gonna be dense. It's gonna be squeezed into a smaller canvas. Higher resolution requires a bigger screen. And here you will see exactly you're gonna lose all of this detail on this this bug. I'm sorry, this bug. You're gonna lose this beetle bug, whatever it is. You're gonna lose all of this hair detail on his legs. Look, you see? And this is how much of detail you get. And this is why I personally recommend a projector, a big giant screen. When you have 123 inches on your screen, that 8.3 million pixels will look outstanding. And you just seen that. I just proved it to you. And the same thing goes for the wide color gamut. You see how this green becomes more bleak when you turn off the HDR, and you see how it becomes more vibrant when you turn it on. See? Like right here, for example, you can see how much you get when you turn the HDR on and how much you lose when you turn it off. Pretty clear, like on this red shell that this beetle, this bug, it's carrying. You know, sometimes I totally forget that this is a projector, because the detail on this projector, it's so stunning. You know, it's a one thing me showing this to you through my 1440p camera, and then you looking at it through your cell phone or through your tablet or a laptop, but it's a whole other experience when you see it in person. This is why I always tell people you have to see these things in person, okay, to truly appreciate them. As I mentioned on my previous videos, BenQ HT-2550, it has full wide color gamut, Rec 709 and BT-2020, which is a full wide color gamut, okay, and on top of that you have 4K shifters that reproduces 8.3 million pixels natively. And on top of that, you also have the upscaling abilities for your 1080p content. That's all that's included on this projector. And if that wasn't enough, they also included a 3D. So you can use a 3D. So with this thing, you're pretty much all set with this projector. Okay. And it looks fantastic. This is the main reason why I chose to go with this app, Insects. And I think when you purchase your projector, when you buy your projector, you definitely should check this out. You should definitely download this app called Insects, and you will see just how much you were missing on your 55 and 65 inch TV compared to this 123. Okay, and when I show you my 188 inch wall room, you will see even more pixels. Okay, but for 4K that might be a little bit overkill. For 8K I can see myself going with 188 inches, but 123 inches is just perfect for 4K. Now let's jump into some of the features that this BenQ HT-2550 has. There's my remote right here. Let's go to advanced features. I do want to say that one thing you are going to appreciate about purchasing this 4K HDR projector with 3D technology, it's the amount of tools that BenQ has put into this projector. It's pretty outstanding. It's almost as equal as the Oppo. They are really giving you a variety of different features for you to get the best possible picture from your projector. And one of my favorite features is obviously the the HDR brightness. You can choose how much of HDR brightness would you like. Would you like to go a little bit higher? Would you like to go a little bit lower? I honestly would leave it at 0. Leave it at the default level. I wouldn't mess around with this too much. And then you also have your color gamut right here. You see, you have all of it. You got BT 709, Rec 709, and then you got BT 2020, and then DCI P3. So this thing supports full wide color gamut. But I personally leave it on automatic because I want my projector to detect the content and the HDR automatically, and to decide what's the best possible color output on that certain content that I'm watching. And the Cinema Master, it's another cool feature. You have color enhancer, where you can enhance the vibrance of the color even more. Okay, you also have a pixel enhancer, which also enhances every and each pixel. It means it makes every and each pixel sharper. So that's even more detail. That's true creme de la creme detail you will be witnessing on this projector. And then you got brilliant color on. This is a cinema color mode that you can turn on. It works fantastic. Okay. And then you got your color temperature you can choose, and you got your color management. You can choose how you want your hue, saturation, and gain. This is something you would need a calibrating equipment to do this. There's tons of features for you to utilize the best possible picture on this projector, and I didn't nearly enough talk about this. All right. On top of the obvious fact that you have a native 4K, HDR, full wide color gamut, 3D, upscaling, pixel shifters from your 1080p content to 4K, and also this projector, it's very small. You can take it with you anywhere you go. So I really can't find anything wrong with this thing. Okay, and there's a reason why it's selling out. This is a 2018, it's brand new, and there's a reason why this projector is selling out. All right, so let me go ahead and let me play some more here. Let's pause it here. Okay, let me exit the menu. I think this is a perfect example right here. I just pause it right here where there's red. And look what happens when I turn off HDR. Look just how much you're missing when you turn off that wide color gamut. And look how much you're missing when you turn off 4K. I mean, you can even see it from here. You can even see it from this distance. You can see just how much of that pixel ratio you just lost. And the reason you can see these pixels disappearing is because you have a giant giant projector, giant canvas on 123-inch diagonally. You got this big giant canvas, and when you turn off the pixels of 8.3 million, you will see them. It's going to be hard for you to see that 8.3 million pixels on a 55-inch 4K TV. Okay, now look when I turn it back on. You see the raindrops. Okay, you see that. These little raindrops that are here. You can see them on the plants. And now you don't see them. Now you see them. You don't see them that much, but now you see them. You see them much sharper and much cleaner. And then you turn the HDR on. Come on, look at that wide color gamut. That Rec 709, and this is probably BT 2020. Rec 709 wouldn't be this filled this much, but BT 2020 is going to fill this entire gamut, this entire palette of colors. And you can see it. Like, I can do this all day long, and you just see the difference. All right, let's play this a little bit more. And then even here, you'll see what happens when you turn the HDR. When you turn the HDR off, turn it back on, turn it off, turn it back on. You see these things much better on a bigger screen. You notice stuff much better on a bigger screen. And of course, when you turn off that 8.3 million pixels, you lose the detail. And look how much detail you just got right here. See, I don't even have to walk all the way to my wall because I can still see it. Even from a distance, I can see it because I have that big canvas. And this is the reason why I tell people, for you to truly appreciate the pixel ratio and that HDR, you gotta have a bigger screen. Now, if you don't want that and you are okay with your OLED, your 55-inch, 65-inch OLED, that's fine. I mean, with OLED, you're gonna get that beautiful HDR representation. Don't get me wrong. The projector will never be able to beat a deep dark levels and the color levels they're gonna be presented on the OLED. Okay, but yes, you're gonna get deep dark levels, pitch black perfect. You're gonna get that color beautifully represented on that OLED. However, the one thing you're not gonna see that well is the resolution. Okay, you're not gonna see that resolution as vividly as I'm seeing it here. So that's the very important thing to remember. So anyway, I use this tool pretty much all the time. I use it for doing calibrations. I calibrate pretty much all of my TVs using this application from Xbox One X Enhance. Pretty much what I do is I connect my Xbox One X Enhance to all of my televisions, and then based on this application, I calibrate and I adjust all of my calibrating features on it. And here, pretty much obvious. Even here, you get to see just how much you lose when you turn off HDR and turn it back on. Same thing here when you turn off resolution. Even here you can see it clearly. Keep an eye over here and you'll see just how much you're gonna lose when you turn off that 8.3 million pixels. And look how much detail you get. And you can even see it on this camera. I swear to God, you guys will be able to see this when you're watching this video. You will be able to detect this perfectly. Keep an eye right over here. Hey, look at that detail, that 8.3 million pixels. And you're not going to notice this on a smaller screen TV. I'm sorry, guys, but you're not going to see that. That's just a fact. All right? Small density into a small canvas, it's not going to show up that good. Means your eyes will not be able to detect that. Your eyes will only be able to detect these pixels on a big giant screen. And that's what you need to do. But look, I understand that, you know, this is not for everyone. I totally understand that. I totally understand that everybody's got their own preferences. I'm just simply letting you know that if you truly want to immerse yourself into a high fidelity detail, then you need to go with a projector, a 4K HDR projector. Get a really good screen, buy a, you can paint the wall or buy one of those elite screens, and you will see just how much you will see on a big giant 123 or 188 inch projector screen. You will see just how much you were missing. You know, for some of you who never tried projectors, it might even be hard for you to go back to your original TV, because when you look at just how small your TV was, you're going to say, oh my God, this is what I was watching my movies on. It's just a totally different experience. Now, this is the rainbow effect. I already mentioned that. This is something that you can only see with your camera. Okay, I don't see it. Some people might see it, but that's a small number. I personally don't see it. It's not a big issue. To me, at least. Alright, so there you have it, guys. Hopefully this video was informative. Please do use this application. I use this application all the time. It's called Insects, and I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and use it. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.